I had a thought right now. I wanted to record right now while it was still fresh, because I know myself. I knew that if I didn't record right now, I would just forget about it and reflect on something else tomorrow. So here I am. My thought was that it's nothing very original. It's just important to mention, I think. As much as white men today are jaded and disgusted and repulsed by their women, which is perfectly understandable. I am myself. It's perfectly normal. I agree with that. Unfortunately, we can't just let the matter go, because the matter is too important. As much as I would like to tell everyone to just go MGTOW and never touch a woman again and never touch yourself again and just store your energy and use it for your own advancement, which makes sense, absolutely. And you should do that, but you should still try to control women. And yeah, I know it's some effort and it's a long shot. I know that. Trust me, I do know. But it's inevitable. We do not have the luxury of not doing it, dispensing ourselves of this burden. Because the women of a people, of a nation, have always been a burden of said nation. A woman is always a burden. When she's born, she's a burden to her mother, to her parents. When she's carried in the womb, she's a burden. When she's growing up, she's a burden. And when she's ready to be auctioned off to the highest bidder, she's a burden. That's why we have dowries, which are used to compensate the receiving family for the burden of the woman. She's always a burden. She's a burden on her husband. She's a burden on the medical system. She's a burden on society, if you want to talk about complex societies and taxes and public services and everything. She's always a burden. A woman is not a productive individual, as in taking her environment and making something more out of it. She doesn't do that. At best, she can be maybe at best a support, not a structural support, a junction which stabilizes the whole system, but she cannot provide. It's not a job. Women are not providers. That's a job for men. The role of men in society is to be providers. And this function is important, and it has to be mastered and controlled, and it cannot be allowed to remain free or up for the taking from the highest bidder or the luckiest guy or outside influences or whatever. It's not possible. So, given now that we know that women have always and will always be a burden on their society, on their group, on their nation, once that's understood, we have to know why we have to control them, why we cannot allow such a burden to fall onto other shoulders. And that is because women are the only way to perpetuate the nation. Us men, we do not carry children. I'm sorry if there are woke people among you, but men do not carry children. And women are too strong of an influence and too determining of a factor for a nation to be left to their own devices. It's either you as a man, as a father, as a brother, as a husband, you have to control your women, your daughters, your sisters, and your spouses. You have to control them. If you don't, someone will, because women are chaotic. They do not master them. They cannot master themselves. Ever, never, ever. They are, they change like the wind. They are inconsequential. They do not have intrinsic values and intrinsic character. So you have to control them, because if you don't, something or someone else will against you. If you, as a man, as a family man, as a patriarch, do not control your women and the women around you, the state will control them for you. Or some other influence will settle. Some foreign influence. So either you control your women and you take up that burden of monitoring their coming and goings, of preventing them from accessing corrupting influences, of limiting their access to communication and to other men and to outside influences such as the TV and influencers on social media and feminism and magazines and whatever. Either you halt that kind of corruption as early as you can, or someone will stream into the consciousness of your women in your place, in your stead. And it will not be for your benefit. Because no entity in the world takes up a burden for the benefit of others. It doesn't happen. The struggle for life doesn't allow that. It never happens. If you take a burden, it's at least partially for your own benefit. So do take the burden of controlling your women, controlling your daughters, controlling your wives, your sisters. Do take that burden, because if you don't, someone will. And in this day and age, where any woman is allowed access to a phone and to social media and to the internet and dating apps and videos and everything, you cannot allow such a influenceable, how do you say in English, such a malleable, gullible resource to be shaped by foreign hands. You have to do it yourself, and it's a burden, it's work. You have to train yourself to do it. You have to give it time, you have to give it effort, give it resources, money, etc. But you have to do it. If you don't, someone will. You lose control of your wombs and your nation will disappear. So get to it, take up your responsibilities, and do as well as you think you can. Peace.